Hello everybody and welcome to EcoArts class, where we always learn something cool about the planet and we make an awesome art project together. I'm here on the coast of the Pacific Ocean in Ocean Beach, San Diego. Pacific Ocean stretches for miles and miles, and there's all kinds of different life forms in there. Today we're going to use our artistic vision to imagine vibrant ocean habitats buzzing with life. And we'll also imagine how desolate and polluted they may become if we neglect our responsibility to keep them healthy. Because we humans spend most of our time living on land, it can be easy to forget how interconnected we are with the world's oceans. But the truth of the matter is, we need the oceans and the oceans need us. So it's important to pay attention to the responsibility that we have to keep our oceans vibrant and healthy. We're going to be creating two ocean scenes today. One is going to be a vibrant, healthy ocean full of happy plants and animals and lots of color.
Oh yeah, look at those happy plants and animals. That's the kind of ocean I want to see.
The other one, This is the ocean. If it's polluted,
Oh, that's just terrible. Look at all that trash.
you may know the ocean from playing on the beach and swimming in the waves, but there's a larger relationship that humans have with the oceans, where all of our actions combined have a big effect on how sea creatures find their food, shelter, and how they interact with one another. So how do humans interact with our oceans? Well, trash is a big problem in our oceans. When we throw things away, they can end up in the streets. Wind can blow trash into sewer pipes, rivers, and streams, which eventually run into the ocean. So creating less waste and taking better care of our trash is just one way we can help our oceans. So these are just some things to think about as we make our art project today. This project is a really fun one, so grab your art supplies and let's get started. For this art project, you're going to need 4 sheets of watercolor paper. You're going to need watercolors, a black marker, scissors, and tacky or school glue. If you don't have watercolors, that's fine. You can just use regular paper and you can substitute markers or crayons. If you are using watercolors, you're going to need a cup of water, a large and small paintbrush, a washcloth, and maybe some vegetable oil and salt if you have it. Pause this video to grab your supplies, and remember, you can pause at any time to let your painting dry or to complete the steps at your own pace. Alright, to start off this art project, grab 1 sheet of watercolor paper and a large brush. If you don't have watercolors, you can use crayons. I like to use crayons with the paper wrapping removed so I can slide it along its side to create more color, like this. Keep in mind, if you are using watercolors, that the project will take a little bit longer because you'll need some time in between steps to let your watercolor paint dry. Okay, so in this first step, we're creating the backdrop for a beautiful ocean full of life. You will need a couple shades of blue and maybe a shade of green. First, dip your brush in your cup of water, then cover the entire page with just water. This technique is called a wet wash. With a wet wash, we just cover the entire surface of a page with water. Then the next step is to add the watercolor paints. Once you've done that, dip your big brush in a shade of blue and tap your brush to the watercolor sheet. Check out how the watercolor spreads out on the page. This is the swirly effect we're looking for. You can draw some swirls, waves, dots, whatever you feel like. Then dip your brush in another shade of blue and fill in some of the white spaces. I'm avoiding the temptation to brush the entire page with my paintbrush because I just want the colors to spread out on their own with just the water. You don't even need very much paint because it spreads out so much. Now you can add another shade of blue if you have it, or even a green color to fill in some more of your white spaces. Watch as the colors blend together to create a natural gradient in the tones. This technique is called color blending. Now I'll add some green to mix nicely in with the blue and make the colors even more vibrant in my beautiful ocean. Now you may already know the ocean is made of salt water, which means it has a high amount of salt in it. Well, it just so happens that when you add salt to watercolor wet wash, you get this really cool effect that kind of looks like bubbles of color. So I'm going to add some salt that I had in my kitchen and just sprinkle it around in a few areas. This is totally optional. It's just fun to give it a try. If some places are a little dry and not absorbing the salt, you can try sprinkling just a tiny bit of water on top to get it going. Great! Now, once you're done, move this backdrop to the side and let it dry. Next, take another sheet of watercolor paper to create the backdrop for your polluted ocean scene. Do the exact same wet wash technique, using just water first. This time, add blues, greens, browns, and maybe even black to show the murky, polluted water. Now, when you get to the point where you've covered the entire page, I have another optional technique for you, and that's to use vegetable oil. Sometimes tankers, offshore drilling rigs, and underwater pipelines spill oil directly into the ocean, polluting the waters. This is often a big problem for ocean creatures and the environment. Oil and water do not mix, so when you add oil to your watercolor page, you can see how it'll spread the water and the color around it, creating a pretty cool effect. So dip the back of your paintbrush in a cup of oil. You can use any kind of oil. This is just avocado oil that I got from my kitchen. So you just drip it, just like this, and you'll see how it makes this really cool effect. You can add swirls or whatever you'd like. Just experiment. And when you're done with the oil, put your watercolor backdrop to the side and let it dry. Next, grab another sheet of watercolor paper and we're going to make our ocean animals in our vibrant, healthy ocean scene. We're going to use our artistic vision, which is an artist's intuitive perspective that allows them to create something truly unique. Vision and imagination are key to creating and maintaining a beautiful, healthy ocean. Now, if you don't have watercolors, you can use markers on this step. Just trace the animals that you want and color them in. Later in the next step, we're going to go over them with black marker. Healthy oceans have animals that are big and small. So I'm going to start out by painting the biggest of all mammals, which is a blue whale. Blue whales are endangered species, and some of their biggest threats include getting hit by large ships and getting tangled up in fishing gear. So we definitely want to keep these beautiful, unique creatures in our oceans. We're going to use a technique called underpainting, which means we're just painting the base layer of paint, and we're going to go over it afterwards and add the details. So basically, we just want to get the basic outline in one color for each animal that we create. For the whale, I'm painting a curved line for the body and a straight line down for the tail, like this, with two triangles at the end of the tail for the fin. A line comes back up, and then we finish the body like this. Great! Now we'll paint it all in, and then paint a lower fin and a tiny upper fin. Awesome. Now let's create some more ocean animals. So now I'll paint a school of fish right here, just like this, a little oval and two lines in the back. Many schools of fish get caught in fishing nets. Fishing itself is only a problem when we do it too much. Overfishing is when humans take fish out of the ocean faster than the fish can reproduce. Many other animals like seabirds, dolphins, and sharks depend on these schools of fish to survive. One solution to overfishing is to only fish in certain areas and leave other areas alone so that the fish can have time to grow and make more fish. You can add little blue waves around the fish, like I'm doing here, if you want to add a little extra decoration. Now you can use your artistic vision to create other ocean creatures to add to your vibrant, healthy ocean scene. I'm making a jellyfish, a clam, and a seahorse. You can paint them anywhere because we'll be cutting them out and rearranging them later. Now, I'm underpainting some colored coral because coral reefs are an essential part of ocean habitats. As the climate becomes warmer, the ocean absorbs a lot of that heat, which causes coral reefs to die off and become white. This process is called coral bleaching. So in our vibrant ocean scene, we definitely want our coral to be very colorful. There are many ways that humans are working on restoring coral reef habitats so that our oceans stay happy and healthy. I also added a shell, a starfish, and a sea turtle. What animals are in your happy, healthy ocean? When you're finished, put this sheet of paper to the side and let it dry. Now it's time to grab, you guessed it, another watercolor paper for your polluted ocean scene. This time we're going to use our artistic vision to paint the things that we don't want to see in our oceans. I'm going to start with the sewage pipe that drains yucky water and trash into our oceans. You can follow along with me to paint it. Use browns and greens with lots of water to make a swirly, mucky mess. There we go. Now I'm using white watercolor paint to make a plastic bag that will end up floating through the water. Sand toys from the beach often end up in our oceans when people forget to bring them home. I'm also going to paint a large fishing net with some colorful fish inside. Now I'll underpaint a shark here, and later when I go over it with black marker, I'm going to draw a worried look on his face. Sometimes boat anchors land on the ocean floor and damage coral and living creatures on sea level. I've also painted some bleached coral in white right here on the right-hand side. It's barely visible, but that's fine because we're going to go over it with black marker in our next step. Just about any type of plastic that you can imagine could potentially end up in our oceans. So go ahead and use your imagination to paint more trash on your page. Maybe I'll add one more fish that we'll draw a sad face on in our next step. When you've finished with this page, put it to the side to dry. While your paintings are drying, you can choose to glue your backdrop pages together like this. This will give you one art piece that you can flip around and show off from both sides. Once your backdrop is glued together and has dried, you can draw a wave on it and cut the top off into a wave pattern. This step is optional. Great! Now for our next step, make sure that your watercolor pages have dried completely before using any black marker on them. If they're not dry, you may end up ruining your black marker. So I'm going to draw my blue whale now with my marker and watch as the details really make this animal come to life. The more details you add, the better. Follow along with me to add details as you go, or just pause the video to complete your own drawings. Do the same types of outlines for your polluted ocean scene. Great! Now that you've finished, it's time to cut everything out. Once you've cut out all your animals from both scenes, you can arrange them as you'd like. Use your artistic vision to imagine where you'd like to place all your animals and play around with it until you find the arrangement that you like. Once ready, glue them on one by one. As you glue, remember to apply glue to the edges of each animal so that they'll really stick down. Apply a lot of pressure when gluing it to your backdrop by using your fingers to press down very hard, especially around the edges of your animals. If some glue spills out of the sides, just use a paper towel to wipe it off. Pressure is one of the most important parts here to make sure that your artwork stays together. Great! When you're finished with your beautiful, healthy ocean scene, flip your artwork over and do the same thing with your polluted ocean. Arrange the elements, glue, and apply pressure. Awesome! Now we have a beautiful piece of artwork that represents our vision for the future of our oceans. Guys, thank you so much for making this art project with me. I hope you enjoyed using your artistic vision to imagine the future of oceans and how we can keep them happy and healthy for generations to come. I want to see what you guys made, so please email me at heyparachute@gmail.com so I can see your ocean scenes. Thanks guys, until next time, bye!